Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is AMILA SYAZLINA binti FARID, a final year student in Bachelor of Science Biology. The title for my FYP project is a review of Bisphenol F, updates and the toxicity mechanisms and diseases. I am supervised by SYAZLINA. Let's start with the introduction to Bisphenol F, that also called as BPF. BPF is a methane-based bisphenol with 2 hydrogen substitute for 4 hydroxyphenyl groups. BPF acts as a xenoestrogen and a food contaminant. It contains bisphenol and diryletin. BPF is a BPA substitute that have structural similarities and could disrupt the endocrine system. BPF is used to make both epoxy resins and plastics. It is also used to make coatings, industrial flooring, and pipe linings. BPF has been discovered in food cans, tomato paper receipts, and soft drinks. Hence, the objective of my review article are to identify diseases that are caused by BPF toxicity. My next aim is to determine how BPF can cause the diseases. The research question for my review article are what diseases can caused by BPF toxicity and how BPF exposure causes toxicity in the human and animal. Next, BPF has also been shown to have the ability to modulate the endocrine system, as well as genotoxic effects, endocrine disruption, and oxidative stress. Some studies have indicated that BPF may have endocrine disrupting effects, meaning it can interfere with hormonal system in the body. This can potentially lead to adverse health effects, particularly in vulnerable populations such as infants, children, and pregnant women. The method that I use for this review article are selecting the topic, defining the objective and formulating the research questions, searching the literature, selecting the literature, analyzing, concluding, and reporting. Hence, exposure to BPF may promote the development of obesity, diabetes, breast cancer, thyroid function, and reproductive system damage. Due to endocrine disrupting effects similar to BPA, it is hypothesized that exposure to BPF is associated with an increased risk of cardiovascular diseases in humans. One of the major health problems, particularly in Asia, is obesity. Endocrine disturbances have been linked to obesity in the past, according to scientific studies. BPF alters the typical endocrine metabolic pathway in adipose tissue, which raises the risk of obesity. BPF was discovered to be a part of numerous molecular pathways that lead to obesity. Firstly, BPF contains many of the same estrogenic properties as BPA, including the ability to modify adiponectin synthesis and bind to nuclear estrogen receptors. In the human primary adipocyte model, BPF was also discovered to interfere with hormone regulation by reducing messenger RNA or long non-coding RNA and microRNA. Second, through altering the peroxisome proliferative activated receptor gamma signaling pathway, BPF may encourage pre-adipocyte differentiation and boost lipid synthesis. Third, it was found that BPF had an impact on adiponectin secretion and production. Furthermore, an important discovery about the effect of BPF on causing diabetes was discovered after review experimental studies looking into direct BPF neurotoxicity exposure to humans. Thus, BPF are expected to promote adverse effects by acting as endocrine disruptors that has been associated with various health effects. There are some findings that have examined the potential links between BPF exposure and diabetes-related markers. For example, an article published in Environmental Pollution in 2018 found that BPF exposure was positively associated with higher fasting blood glucose levels and insulin resistance in a population of Chinese adults. BPF exposure may interfere with insulin signaling and disrupt the function of pancreatic beta cells. Besides, another study published in Environmental Science and Pollution Research in 2020 showed that BPF exposure was associated with increased insulin resistance and altered glucose metabolism. Moreover, BPF may have estrogenic or anti-estrogenic properties which can disrupt the normal hormonal balance in the body. Disruption of thyroid function can lead to various health issues, including thyroid hormone imbalance, such as hypothyroidism or hyperthyroidism. One study published in the journal Toxicological Science found that BPF exposure led to altered thyroid hormone levels. The researchers observed decreased levels of thyroid-stimulating hormone and thyroid C, which are important hormones for maintaining proper thyroid function. Another study published in Environmental Pollution found that BPF exposure resulted in changes in thyroid hormone levels and thyroid gene expression. The researchers note that increase in thyroid-stimulating hormone levels and alterations in the expression of genes involved in thyroid hormone regulation. Here are some ways BPF exposure has been hypothesized to potentially contribute to cardiovascular disease. First, BPF interferes with the normal functioning of hormones in the body. Disruption of hormone signaling by BPF may potentially contribute to cardiovascular dysfunction. Second, BPF exposure also has been associated with increased oxidative stress. Excessive reactive oxygen species can damage cells and tissues, potentially leading to inflammation, endothelial dysfunction, and the development of progression of cardiovascular disease. Third, BPF exposure may trigger inflammation in different tissues. Inflammation can promote the formation of atherosclerotic plaques, then increase the risk of blood clot formation and contribute to progression of cardiovascular disease. In conclusion, BPF may have similar impacts on diabetes-related markers as BPA. The specific effects and toxicity of bisphenol F on health are not well established due to limited scientific research. BPF has been associated with potential health concerns such as endocrine disruption and potential links to breast cancer, cardiovascular disease, thyroid function, and diabetes. In the meantime, it is generally recommended to minimize exposure to BPF by avoiding plastic products that may contain these chemicals, such as plastic water bottles and food containers. Opting for glass or stainless steel containers and choosing BPA or BPF-free products can help reduce potential exposure. Furthermore, maintaining a healthy lifestyle with a balanced diet, regular exercise, and proper diabetes management practice can also help reduce the risk and impact of diabetes. That's all from me. Thank you.